Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aisyah binti Azri. My ID number is BMF 2011013. I'm from Group 1 with Nur Hazira Fiza, Nur Naswa, and Anis Nurisa. I'm presenter 1. My topic is price elasticity of demand. Definition. Price elasticity of demand is the measure of the responsiveness of the quantity demand for a goods to exchange in its price, with the exception of ceteris paribus. Second is price elasticity of demand can also be defined as the percentage change in quantity divided by the percentage change in price. Thus, if the price goes up 10% and the quantity goes down 5%, that is an elasticity of negative 5% over 10% equal to negative 0.05. If the price goes up 10% and the quantity goes down 20%, that is an elasticity of 20% over 10% equal to negative 2. If the elasticity greater than 1 in absolute value, then we say the goods is elastic, meaning that quantity is very responsive to price. If the elasticity is less than 1, we say the goods has an inelastic demand, meaning quantity is not responsive to price. Formula for price elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demand of Q over percentage change in price of Q, where Q0 is original quantity demand, Q1 is new quantity demand, delta Q is change in quantity demand, P0 is original price, P1 is new price, and delta P is change in price. So the value of price elasticity of demand is always negative. This is due to the negative slope of the curve demand and the inverse relationship between price and quantity demand. This is example of price of elasticity demand. There are 5 degrees of elasticity of demand. First is perfectly inelastic. Value of elasticity is ED equals 0. This is demand curve shape. For explanation is a change in the price of the goods will not cause a change in the quantity demand. The demand curve is vertical and parallel to the price axis. For example, STL goods such as rice. Second is inelastic. Value of elastic is 0, less than ED, less than 1. This is demand curve. For inelastic, for explanation is the percentage change in the quantity demand of goods is smaller than percentage change in price. The demand curve step, for example, necessity goods. The third is unitary elastic. Value of elasticity unitary elastic is ED equal 1. The explanation is the percentage change in the quantity demand of goods is equal to the percentage change in the price. The demand curve is hyperbolic in shape, for example, normal goods. Next is elastic. Value of elasticity is 1 less than ED less than infinity. This is demand curve for elastic. The explanation is the percentage change in the quantity demand of goods is greater than the percentage change in the price. The demand curve has a gentle slope. For example, substitutes goods. Last is perfectly elastic. Value of elasticity is ED equal infinity. The explanation is at a fixed price level, consumer will purchases these goods in the market, but these goods will not be demanded when the price is higher than the aforementioned fixed price. The demand curve is horizontal and parallel to the quantity axis. For example, is goods with the type is normal substitutes goods.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hazira binti Azri. My ID number is BMF 2011014. So I'm going to explain about income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of the quantity demanded for a particular goods or service to a change in the income of the people demanding the goods ceteris paribus. And then, income elasticity of demand can also be defined as the ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded of a product to percentage change in the income level. The income elasticity of demand can be positive or negative number. For the formula for calculating income elasticity of demand can be expressed as follows. Income elasticity of demand equal percent change in quantity demand of Q per percent change in income, where Q0 is original quantity demand, then Q1 is new quantity demand, delta Q is change in quantity demand, Y0 original income, Y1 is new income, and delta Y is change in quantity demand. Degree of income elasticity of demand have two goods. The number one is normal goods and the inferior goods. For normal goods, we have a normal necessity goods and normal luxury goods. Normal good is a positive income elasticity of demand, so as a consumer's income rises, more is demanded at each price. For the normal necessity goods, have an income elasticity but of demand which is positive less than 1 or between 0 and positive 1. Normal luxury goods have an income elasticity of demand which is positive but more than positive 1. Inferior goods have a negative income elasticity of demand, meaning that demand falls as income rises. Typically, inferior goods or service exist where superior goods are available and then consumer has the money to be able to buy the superior goods. So we look at the table. Degree of income elasticity of demand have three types, positive, zero, and negative. For positive, one whose demand increase as income increase or demand decrease as income decreases, and it is for normal goods. Normal goods divided by three types, basic and superior, comfort or superior, and luxury. Secondly, we have a zero. Zero is one whose demands remain as income increase or decrease, such as necessity goods like salt, rice, and electricity. Lastly, we have negative. One whose demand decreases as income increase or demand increase as income decreases. Is it for inferior goods like clothes from charity shops and cheap goods? So for the example, we can see here the following table show the quantity demanded for goods L, M, and P and R at two levels of income. So you have a two question A and B. So here the solution for the every question, solution for every goods for the question A and B. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurna Sabanti Raslan. My ID number is BMF 20111024. So I will present about cross elasticity of demand. The definition is cross elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness in the quantity demand of a particular goods when a change in price takes place in other goods. Cross elasticity of demand measures the percentage of change in the quantity demand of a particular goods when there is 1% of change in the price of other goods. So this is the formula. The formula for calculating cross elasticity of demand can be expressed as follows. Next is degrees of cross elasticity of demand. The relationship between two goods can be determined from the value of cross elasticity of demand as shown in table 5.10. So degree of EC is positive. Value of EC is 1, EC1. Type of goods is substitute goods. So the characteristic of elasticity and increase in the price of one product will increase the quantity demand for another product and vice versa. Example is Ovaltine and Milo. So the status is when the price of Milo increase, the quantity demand for Ovaltine will increase. Next is degree of EC 0. Value of EC equals 0. Type of good, non-related goods. So an increase in the price of one product will not affect the quantity demand of another product and vice versa. Example of goods is brooch and ice cream. Status is an increase in the price of brooch has no effect on the demand for ice cream. Negative degree of EC. EC 0. Type of goods, complementary goods. Characteristic of elasticity is an increase in the price of one product will decrease the quantity demand of another product and vice versa. Example of goods is shoes and soap. When the price of shoes increase the quantity, when the price of shoes increase, the quantity demand for soap decrease. This is example of a question from cross elasticity of demand. So this is example and solution. We have three solutions here because we have three types of goods. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ning Anis Narisha Binti Mazlim. My ID number is BMF 2011025. And I will present about the price elasticity of supply. The definition is the price elasticity of supply measures the responsiveness of the quantity supply of a particular goods to a change in the price of the goods, with all other factors remaining the same. Price elasticity of supply is defined as the ratio of percentage change in quantity supply of good to percentage change in the price of the good. This is the formula for calculating price elasticity. Price elasticity of supplies equals to change in quantity supplies of Q over change in price of Q. As you can see here, this is the example of question for price of elasticity of supply. Okay, degree of elasticity is divided into 5: elastic, inelastic, unitary elastic, perfectly elastic, and lastly, perfectly inelastic. The first, elastic. Value of elastic is 1, smaller than elasticity of supply, smaller than infinity. The explanation, the percentage change in quantity supply is greater than the percentage change in price. The supply curve has a gentle slope, as you can see here. The supply curve shape. Secondly, inelastic. The value of elasticity is 0, less than elasticity of supply, and less than 1. The percentage change in quantity supplies is smaller than the percentage change in price. This supply curve has a steep slope. Unitary elastic. Value of elasticity of supply is equal to 1. The percentage change in quantity supplies is equal with the percentage change in price. The supply curve originates from point of the origin. Okay, second last, perfectly elastic. Elasticity of supply is equals to infinity. The explanation, any increase in the price of the goods will cause the supply to increase infinitely. Any decrease in the price of the good will result in no supply. The supply curve is horizontal and parallel to the x-axis, like this. And lastly, perfectly inelastic. Elasticity supplies is equal to 0. The quantity supplies is not affected by the price, and the supply curve is vertically that parallel to the y-axis. And that's all from me. Thank you.